Hi, I'm Michaela, a first year computer science student. I know that coming away to university can be a really exciting time. You get to live on your own for the first time, but sometimes you can get to university and find that your room is, well, underwhelming to say the least. But fear not, I'm here today at the Hendra Island Student Village with interior designer Shelley Matthews, and we're going to give you some tips and tricks on how you can make your room into a lovely living space. And the best part is, you can do it all on a student budget. So we're here in one of the dorms. Shelley, how would you go about approaching a room like this, keeping in mind that a lot of students don't have a large budget to sink into decorating their rooms?
Yeah, so we are limited in what we can do in these rooms. As student rooms, you're not allowed to change the walls or anything like that. But with a low budget, you can still do quite a lot with a room like this size. So the supermarkets and some of the famous homeware brands have a lot of low budget items that you can buy, especially when the students come and start at the beginning of term. So for a room that doesn't have much light like this one, maybe it's already quite dark, I think we can bring in some very light colours to brighten up the room, make it very relaxing for you as a student, and maybe think about bringing in some of the colours from outside. So Swansea's full of lovely parks and beaches, so we can perhaps bring in some greens, nice calming colours for you to help you to relax when you're studying.
So sticking within a budget of £100, Shelley's been to IKEA and she's picked out a few choice items. Shelley, do you want to explain a bit about what you bought here?
Yeah, of course. So as you can see, I'm going to start with some of the fabrics. There's a very clear colour scheme going on here. So some of the soft furnishings, the throws, the rug, these are all very light fabrics that we're going to use to keep the room very light and bright and airy. And then we're going to introduce some of the light colours as well, like we've got the duvet set here and the cushion covers. These are quite natural colours that I wanted to bring in. And then obviously a lot of plants, which you can use to make a room look very cosy. And these are not real plants, by the way, they're fake, so you don't have to worry about looking after them. And then I'm going to show you some small little tricks, like using local things you might find outside, like these pebbles, which I've painted, and this is not going to cost you very much at all. And then things like the photo frames, any storage boxes that we've got here, they're all white as well, so keeping everything colour coordinated and keeping that room looking nice and fresh for you.
That sounds great. I can't wait to see it. So while Shelley's inside finishing up some of the final touches, I thought I would get outside, get some air and take in the surroundings. That's one of the things I love most about Swansea. There's so much outdoor space. There's trails, woods, beaches and of course the coastline. There's so much to do to get out and explore. Let's see how Shelley's doing back inside. So Shelley has finished making over the room. That was super quick. Shelley, how did you find it?
It was super easy. It really didn't take me long at all. Maybe just over an hour to put everything together. So it's already looking a million times better. The hardest part was just making it look brighter with the things that we had to leave inside the room. So with all the furnishings that we put in, it was really easy to just make a big transformation.
Well, that sounds great. I can't wait to see it.
Okay, let's have a look.
Wow, Shelley, this room looks incredible. It looks so much better than before.
Thanks. Yeah, so I can just talk you through some of the things that I've changed to make it a lot brighter. So starting with something really, really simple that maybe somebody else wouldn't have thought about, and that's just the light bulbs. So the bulb when we came in here was a really dimly lit bulb, so all we did was change that to a 100-watt bulb, just a few pounds in the supermarket, and instantly the room was a lot lighter. It made the walls look lighter, the curtains as well. So we've changed the curtains, as you can see, they've gone, those horrible dark red curtains have gone. And we've put these really light white ones in, which let some light in as well, so they instantly made the room look a lot brighter. And you can see the colours that I brought in here with some of the bed sheets and the cushions. They are colours of lovely pretty flowers that you'd see out in Singleton Park. So as I mentioned before, bringing in those lovely natural colours will instantly give a room a relaxed vibe. And then as you can see, I've gone a bit overkill on some of the plants here, but I think plants really give a room a lot of warmth. And if you're like me and you can't look after plants, real plants very well, then these are all fake. So they're just a few pounds from the supermarket, so they're really easy to get as well.
And much easier to look after.
Definitely. So a few of the other things I've got in the room, as you can see, they're all very well colour coordinated. So even down to the picture frames, the rug, the storage boxes, they're all white, very calming effect when you put everything in that's matching. So when you're away from home, you're obviously going to miss your family. So having some picture frames around is going to give you that instant homely feel as well. So another little trick that I've done for the room, we bought these frames which were nice and white and coordinated, but we didn't have any paintwork to put in them or on any artwork. So I got a scrap bit of paper with a black pen and I just quickly drew a flower to suit the theme of the room. So as you can see, you don't really need to be artistic to do that, and it's a really low cost way of just putting some nice pretty pictures on the wall. So these lamps, we've got 2 of these in the room as well, and as I mentioned earlier, lighting is really important to give a room a really nice relaxed feel. So these were really cheap, they were from IKEA, so you can buy those very low cost. I think they were less than £5. So another really fun way of creating some nice bits and pieces for your room. So these are some pebbles, and I just got some acrylic paints and I painted these and they match the theme of the room. So that's a really nice way of creating some of your own decorations from being out and about in the scene of Swansea. So some of the furniture in this room we couldn't really change, and it's not very cheap to put some new upholstery on the chairs. So I've just got this really low cost rug, covered the chair. Same with this one, we've got some throws, and we've hidden away those dark, horrible colours. So with your own small soft furnishings, you can really instantly change some of the furniture pieces as well without having to buy anything new. So in a room of this size, it's really easy for it to get messy very quickly. So I think a good way of hiding away all of that mess is to have some nice little storage boxes. Again, these little boxes are very cheap, they're from IKEA. They come in all different sizes, they come in a very small size, and you can also buy some which you can fit underneath your bed, so you can store away any excess clothing that you've got that maybe wouldn't fit in the wardrobe. So if you're like me, then this wardrobe wouldn't be enough. So these storage boxes are a really great way of making a room look nice and also keeping it nice and tidy. With bookshelves, again, I think keeping that really well organised is another lovely way of keeping your room feeling quite relaxed. So with the books, I tend to put all my books in colour order, but I think it's a really nice way of keeping the shelving organised and not just using it for books as well. You know, you've got your picture frames on there, your little trinkets, your plants and everything, so it's just a nice way of organising your room. So every small detail counts when you're trying to make a room look nice and coordinated like this one. So even the waste bin is white, as you can see. It matches the picture frames, the clock, the notice board, and all the bits and pieces to go in there. So it's really good to pay attention to those small details, and you can still do that at a very low cost. So we're not allowed to touch the walls in here, so we couldn't paint anything. So what we've done instead is put this really pretty wall sticker on there, so it's in the same colours as the rest of the room. So the pinks and the greens, we've managed to coordinate the cushions, which are all really low cost as well, and it matches really nicely this beautiful bed set that we got, which was only £4.50 from IKEA. So another thing that I put in the room, which is again very low cost, I think it was less than £10, is a clothes bin. So this is for obviously your dirty wash clothes, and in a small room like this, you know, it's easy to just chuck clothes on the floor and then instantly the room feels full and messy and you've lost that calming effect. So the clothes bin is a really nice way to just keep everything organised, and again it's white in colour, so it goes with the room.
So that was the end of our dorm makeover. Thank you so much, Shelley, for doing it. It looks incredible.
No problem. I hope it gave you and other students some inspiration on how to do a room very nice out of a small budget.
Well, I for one loved it, and I hope you did as well. I look forward to seeing you in Swansea.